We will learn how to identify intercepts of a graph, how to graph linear equation by finding intercepts, how to identify and graph horizontal and vertical lines, and how to obtain information from intercepts.
Intercepts. Logical evolution. Now we know that linear equation in two variables has a corresponding graph which is straight line. And in order to graph a straight line, we need any two separate points. And now we are going to talk about two special points. We would call them intercepts. And then we will talk about intercepts for vertical, horizontal, and line passing through the origin. And we will practice how to find x and y intercepts if we have an equation in standard form. And then we will talk how to obtain information from intercepts.
I hope you remember that in the rectangular coordinates system, each spot, which means each point on that particular spot, would have two coordinates, x and y. Now, if you look into x-axis, so each spot on x-axis reflects point with coordinates x and y coordinate would be 0. The same is true for y-axis. Each spot reflects a point with two coordinates on y-axis, and each point has two coordinates x and y, and x coordinate for all points on y-axis is 0. Linear equation in two variables, like this example y equal 1x and positive 2, has a graph which is a straight line. For all linear equation, corresponding graph is a straight line. Now let's talk about this graph. This graph is a location for points, and each point is a solution of this equation. Now we are going to talk about special points. We call them intercepts. The first point is x-intercept, is the point where the graph of the line crosses the x-axis, x-intercept. In this case, x-intercept has coordinates -2, 0. And second point would be y-intercept, is the point where graph of the line crosses y-axis. In this example, y-intercept is point with coordinates 0, 2. Practically each line has x and y intercept, or at least one of them. Let's look into next example. X-intercept is -5 and y-intercept is +6. Next example. X-intercept is +2, y-intercept is -2. But what is important, conclusion for all x-intercepts, whenever they are, y-coordinate for all x-intercepts is always 0. And the same statement for y-intercepts. For all y-intercepts, whenever they are, x-coordinate is always 0, because y-intercept is the point where graph is crossing y-axis. To our previous lines, I want to add a couple more. Next one, which is going through origin only, and then vertical line, and horizontal line. To see these three lines more clear, I am going to remove previous lines, and now let's talk about first line, which is going
through the origin.
As you see, this is a very special line because x-intercept and y-intercept share the same location. So these 2 points in one location. So x-intercept has coordinates 0, 0, and y-intercept has coordinates 0, 0. Vertical line. For vertical line, x-intercept is -4, but as you see, vertical line does not have y-intercept. And for horizontal line, y-intercept is +4, and horizontal line does not have x-intercept. Graphing linear equations by finding intercepts. Let's use modeling how to find x and y-intercept using algebra. X-intercept is a point where our graph is crossing x-axis, so y-coordinate for x-intercept is 0. And y-intercept is a point where our graph crosses y-axis, so x-coordinate is 0. This is what we are going to use in order to find x and y-intercepts. Now, let's build a table. X is the first column, equation will be in the middle, and y is in right column. So now we are looking for x-intercept. We are going to use idea that y-coordinate is 0. This is what we know. Now we have to replace in our equation y by 0 and solve for x. How can you solve for x? You can move +2, or you can add -2 to both sides. So x is -2. So x-intercept is -2. We can show as a point with coordinates -2, 0, or we can use words. X-intercept is -2. Now, next step, we have to find y-intercept. And for y-intercept, we know that x-coordinate is 0. This is what we are going to use. Now we have to replace in our equation x by 0 and solve for y. So y is 2. Y-intercept is 2. We can show this as a point with coordinates 0, 2, or we can use words. Y-intercept is 2. But next step will be we have to graph the equation. We are going to use x and y intercepts because we need 2 points to graph an equation. X-intercept is -2, y-intercept is +2. We have 2 points we can connect, and now we have a graph which reflects an equation y is +1x and +2. Table method is good to find x and y intercept, but I am going to show you shortcut. This method will save your time. And to use this method, what you need to do, you have to have your equation in standard form. Means all terms with variables supposed to be on one side and constants supposed to be on the right side. This example, y equal x and +2, we just need to move +1x from the right to the left. And now we have negative 1x and positive 1y is 2. Look what I am going to do. In order to find x-intercept, I just close term with y, because y-coordinate is 0. This term just disappeared. Now I have negative 1x is positive 2. I just need to solve for x. Divided by negative 1, and x-intercept is negative 2. You can do this mentally, practically. After that, I have to look for y-intercept. And I remember that x-coordinate is 0. So now I'm going to close this term with x. And what is left over? Positive 1y is 2. So immediately y-intercept is positive 2. Very good method. Just you have to rewrite your equation in standard form. Term with variables supposed to be on the left and constant term supposed to be on the right. That's it. Your project is on the next slide after demonstration. To begin viewing demonstration for project, click play on the bottom of the screen of the next slide.
Demonstration for project Intercepts. We are going to practice shortcut, and in the middle you can see an equation and all of them in standard form. Equation number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I am looking for x-intercepts first. What we have to remember, for all x-intercepts, y-coordinate is 0. So a term with y just becoming 0. It's like invisible. It's just disappeared. So what is left over from equation number 1? Just 2x is 12. We have to solve for x. Divided by 2, and result is 6. Next equation, what is left over? Just 4x is 24. Divided by 4 both sides, and x is 6. X-intercept is 6. Next equation, negative 2x is 24. Divided by negative 2, x-intercept is negative 12. Next, 2x is negative 4. Divided by 2, x-intercept is negative 2. Next, negative 1x is negative 18. We have to divide it by negative 1 both sides. Result would be just positive 18. And next, negative 5x is 0. Divided both sides by negative 5. 0 divided by negative 5, result is 0. Now let's talk about y-intercepts. For all y-intercepts, x-coordinate is 0. So term with x just disappeared. It's becoming invisible. What is left over? 3y is 12. How much would be y-intercept? Divided by 3 both sides, and 12 divided by 3 is just 4. Next, what we have? 3y is 24. Divided by 3, y-intercept is 8. 3y is 24. So divided by 3, y-intercept is 8. And here is negative 1y is negative 4. Divided by negative 1 both sides. Negative divided by negative gives us positive 4. Or just 4. Negative 18 divided by positive 3 would be negative 6. And 3y is 0. So divided by 3, 0 divided by 3 is 0. So y-intercept is 0. Your project is on the next slide. You have to click and show and work out your project manually.
Your project is on the next slide after demonstration. To begin viewing demonstration for project, click play on the bottom of the screen of the next slide.
Demonstration for project A+. Graph an equation. Positive 3y equals positive 4x and positive 12 by finding intercepts. First of all, we have to rewrite our equation in standard form. We have to move positive 4x from the right to the left, so it will be negative 4x. Now you can show here. Highlight negative 4x and positive 3y equals 12. Find x-intercept. So let's pretend that you don't see 3y. So what is left over? Negative 4x is 12 divided by negative 4 both sides. It will be what? 12 divided by negative 4 would be negative 3. Negative 3. Find y-intercept. Pretend that you don't see the term with x. So 3y is 12. We divided by 3 both sides. So y-intercept is just 4. Next point is we have to plot x-intercept and y-intercept. X-intercept is negative 3. Y-intercept is positive 4. And we have to graph a straight line. Let's drag our straight line. Sometimes it's not easy. Attach to one point and extend the line to the second point. Now we can go. Okay, here is our line. Your project is on the next slide. Just follow directions. And if you don't like something about your graph, you can always correct just a little. That's better. Your project is on the next slide after introduction to the said story.
During last spring, I bought 8 chicks at Saturday market. Unfortunately, my chick got flu and started to die one by one. 1 chick per day. An equation for my sad story is y equals negative 1x and positive 8, where y is number of chicks and x is time in days. Now I want you to use equation and find x and y intercepts. And then I want you to use graph and your experience and describe the meaning of x and y intercepts of this sad story. Your project is on the next slide.